What is going on, guys? This is again Sriyank from Smartherd. Welcome to Ruby tutorial number 17. Now, in this tutorial, I will show you a sample code for the class variable @@ x. If you remember, in the tutorial number 11, I explained you what is class variable, what is the significance, and what is the scope of class variable. In this tutorial, I am going to just demonstrate that with the help of a sample code. Now, let us first initialize our class variable. Let's say @ count equal to 0. Simple. It's up to you guys if you use a semicolon here or not. It makes no harm to your program. Now let us define a initialize method or constructor, whatever you say. Initialize will become h, right? Let's initialize two instance variable equal to h. Let's put a semicolon here. It's up to you. You write a semicolon or not a problem. Def print count method, right? Put this let's use interpolation hash @ count, right? Now let us increment the counter variable here. @ count equal to @ count plus 1. Now here one more thing, guys. In this statement you can shorten this statement by simply writing this code. I'm just commenting that hash @ count plus equal to 1. This code is equivalent to this code, or let's comment this and uncomment this. This will be more easier for you to understand what this statement stands for. Now let's create an object. Box object1 equal to box.new. Let's send some parameters because our constructor is parameter type. 2 parameters it is expecting, so we must send 2 parameters, otherwise it will show an error. Let's copy paste this again. Yeah, object2, let's say 30, 90, whatever you say. Here we have created two objects, box object1, box object2. Now let's call this method print count and let's see what happens. First, box object1 dot print count. Yeah, pretty awesome. Let's save it and execute it. Here we go. We get the output as number of objects created is 2. Now let's write another statement. Box object2 dot print count. Let's see again what's the output. Yeah, bingo, the output is same. Now what is happening here, guys? Let me explain you once again from the starting. We have created this class variable @ count equal to 0. Now we have defined a constructor where instance variable width and height are getting initialized by some values, and here we are incrementing an counter. Our count variable equal to plus 1, whatever, and we are having a method print count which is printing the number of objects created is @ count. Now when this object1 is created, box object1 is created, then this method is called first. In this case, width becomes 10 and height becomes 20 and counter becomes 1. Counter equal to counter plus 1, which means counter becomes 0 plus 1 equal to 1. Now, when this object is created, box object 2, then width instance variable width of this object, object 2 becomes 30 and height becomes 90. Now, in both the cases, the instance variable width and height are different, but we are having the common @count variable, which is a class variable. And here, earlier the count was this was 1. So the new count will be count equal to 1 plus 1, which is 2. So finally count becomes 2. Now, when we call this print count method, box object 1 dot print count, then finally we are having the value 2. So number of objects created is 2. Then when we call this object, by this object box object 2 dot print count, we are having the same output because @count is 2. It is not 1 in any case. So this shows that the scope of this @count do not varies from object to object. It is same in object 1 and also same in object 2. Now guys, let me show you another way to call this print count method. There is another method which is known as self.printCount. This is a user defined method, but self is the keyword, predefined keyword. Now, if we save it and execute it, it is going to show some error. Why? Because we can't call the self.userDefined method by objects. We have to call this method by using a class name. So here the class name is capital BOX. Just save it and execute it. Here we go. Number of objects created is 2. So class name dot method name of the class, this will call a method which is prefixed by self keyword. So box.printCount will call a method self.printCount. Now you must be thinking why I have written this 2 brackets. Now function is defined by 2 brackets. If you don't want it, Ruby allows you that you don't have to follow the full syntax. Now save it, again execute it, you will get the same output with no error. So in Ruby it is up to you. Use your semicolon, you use your double brackets like this, whatever. This was the slide guys which I showed you in tutorial number 11 about class variable. It is a description of this class variable with the codes in this tutorial. Next I showed you the summary of global variable, class variable and instance variable, and local variable. If you don't remember guys, please go back to tutorial number 11 and clear your concepts and come back to tutorial number 17. So this is all for this tutorial guys. See you guys in next tutorial and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.